Yeah, no, everyone loves being hurt. The rehab games, by the way, that's for stories for different time. When I hurt my OB, oh goodness gracious, my oblique, it sucks. Okay, can you talk about then? Bradish got, I think you went into the fourth inning, I believe, yesterday. If I saw that correctly. Rocco, do you have those stats pulled up?
I'm pulling that up right.
Let me pull up his stats because I don't remember off the top of
my head. I had it there, and I'm blanking on it.
You have a couple, Aaron, though.
I'm looking at it right now. So he went three and a third this one in AAA. 6 hits, 4 runs, a home run, hit by pitch, 3 walks, and 4 Ks. To be honest,
well, okay. This is the question before you say anything. What is the most important thing in your mind after a rehab start?
He's healthy.
Thank you.
So he's there. He got 4 up downs. He got his pitch count to, I think, 65, and he got out healthy. That is, as long as that's the status quo, I don't care what his numbers say. He'll find it. Those guys just can kick it into a different gear once they get back up there. You watch John Means. He got hurt in 2021, I want to say, and he had a rehab start, did terrible in AAA, and then he gets back up to the big leagues and is back to John Means. It's just how things go sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. And Rocco, I thought you wanted to talk on this subject.
Oh, I did.
That's why I had the camera on.
You put it on screen. You're just.
Oh, I was rubbing my nose. I'm sorry.
Oh, for a long time. All right.
No, it's so Zach. How many rehab starts did you make over the course of your career? Like, did you make multiples?
So the first time I got hurt with my shoulder, I did like 3 starts and then back to AAA.
Okay. So you've obviously made them before. Mm-hmm. As a pitcher, when you're doing that, when you're going through the rehab starts and whatnot, do you care how many earned runs you give up against? I mean, it's a meaningless game at the end of the day when it comes to your stats. You just talked about it. You want to get the pitches. You want to come out of it healthy. Do you give a rat's behind what the earned runs are? Are you strictly going in there to work on certain things and to come out of that healthy? Like certain scenarios, like, all right, maybe I'm going to throw a fastball here where I usually don't because I'm trying to work on that right now in a 0-2 count or a certain scenario like that. Like, what is the mindset when you go in?
Yeah, I think there's like different trains of thought to where, like, okay, if it's your second rehab start at a level, you can kind of turn on the competitiveness of I'm getting this guy out. I don't care what I have to throw, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's pitching like you need to be, not necessarily for the result. You're working on getting your fastball low in the zone. You're working on burying your curveballs. Like, you want your pitches to be crisp. The results don't matter. It just isn't there.
Fair, because I feel like when people see 3 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 5 earned runs, 6 earned runs, they're like, oh man, that rehab start went terrible. Like, what's going on with our guy? He doesn't seem like he's on the right track to return to the bigs. For that, like, what would you say to people that would say something along those lines of, they see the box score, they see the stat line, the pitcher is still healthy, but they're like, what is going on down there in AAA with John Means, or what is going on in AAA down there with Kyle Bradish after a start where, they give up more earned runs than they're usually giving up when they make a start in Major League Baseball?
I think it's just not really paying attention to what their priorities are. Their priorities are what we just talked about: the pitch count, health, like all that stuff. Once you get back to the big leagues, this whole time, what you need to be at. And if your arm's not healthy, your pitch count's not up, and your stuff's not feeling good, you're not going to be beneficial anywhere. So having those 3 things come first before results in the minor leagues on your rehab starts is so much more important than results, because you could feel like crap. Your stuff might not be the best it's been, and you might get lucky that day that they're swinging 3 inches outside the plate. So those are the priorities. I mean, health obviously is number 1 and above all. Yeah.
So with that being said, you're not worried about either Kyle Bradish or John Means as they kind of make their track back to the bigs and, look to return with the O's?
No, I mean, Bradish is what, mid to upper 90s with a cut fastball, hammer of a curveball, good changeup, and now a two-seam that he had last year. John is getting his feet wet still. He's been out. He only pitched a little bit last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 months maybe.
Yes.
So that one I'm not concerned of, but just getting the innings in, getting the stuff back to what it should be, and that, like, overall not concerned, but I can understand why John's would be a little longer than Bradish's.
We've said that this is their spring training. Correct me if I'm wrong, because neither of these guys got to pitch a single inning in spring training. So to be able to get there to make these rehab starts, no matter where they are, whether it's Aberdeen, Bowie, Norfolk, I feel like it's a step in the right direction for these guys, and that's why they're making these starts right now. I mean, hopefully, Mike Elias did say, to answer your question from earlier, he said the hope was to have them back early first half of the season, and it feels like both of these guys are still on track for that to potentially happen, but I guess it's a wait and see kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be, like, Bradish, I'd say he'll have 1, maybe 2 more starts in AAA or AA, depending on like where their schedule is at. But just so he can get out there for 4, 5, 6 up downs and then roll from there.
There we go. All right. Appreciate it, Zach. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zach. And again, the thing with Bradish, more than anything, it's the one that you're going to constantly hold your breath. And even for Means in that case, just because you want them to be back healthy. That's the biggest part of it. And you know what? There's another reason why guys go into spring training. Believe it or not, guys, believe it or not, some of the players that are established and know what the hell they're doing, there might be a guy that was a former Cy Young that got traded over from Milwaukee. Maybe, just maybe, he was just trying to get his work in, and he doesn't give a rat's ass. I'll say it, Rocco, because you went rat's about
rat's behind.
The rat's behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Ryan Ripken Show here. We do this every Monday, Thursday, Sunday, impromptu, Tuesday.
Apparently Tuesdays.
I was gonna say we've like slowly. Whenever Ryan does that, he's like live Mondays and Thursdays, and that's like, and then probably like 3 other days throughout the week whenever something comes up.
The Ryan Ripken Show motto should be Ryan Ripken Show live in any day that ends in Y, because that's basically what it is.